Western Cape government has held urgent talks to ensure contingency plans are in place to ease the effects of power cuts. The country was hit with stage 6 rolling blackouts last week. Western Cape local government MEC Anton Bredell joins me now, just of course to discuss those contingency plans. A very good morning to you, MEC, and thank you so much for your time. So when you guys say contingency plans, what exactly do you mean? What kind of plans are you looking to put in place?
Good morning. Good morning to the listeners. Well, we activated our disaster management center, so we managed to get our cabinet and all our HDs there together. First of all was to secure diesel supplies for the Western Cape. Remember, as soon as you go up to anything from level 4 to level 6, you run your emergency services, etc., on diesel. So that was for us very important to secure diesel, and we managed to have done that. That was the first hurdle. And then working with our municipalities to secure energy to our sewage works, water works. We've put teams together to phone all our municipalities to determine the weak points within the system. And we managed to shift generators to those areas. And I must congratulate all our municipalities working together. One municipality supporting another municipality. That was all the things that we've managed to put together. And then each directorate had to look inwards at their own risk plan to secure diesel and energy to our hospitals, our old age homes, etc. And it's an ongoing process. We monitor it very narrowly so that we can secure energy supply to the essential services.
How bad has the situation been, Minister, MEC rather, in the province? Obviously, in terms of stage 6, stage 5 even, which some say is pretty much the same thing. How badly has it affected the province?
Very bad. It also tests our systems. Remember, all your sewage works are designed, modern sewage works are designed to work with water. And if you don't have energy and the period between the load shedding phases are just too short to get enough water back into the reservoirs, then all your systems being placed under severe pressure, but also big business. We've also determined and call all our 5 biggest energy users, ask them to please work with us. So again, it was a collaborative effort from the public sector working with us. The call to households to save water where possible. And I think we're still in it for the next week or two. Remember, Eskom works with a very old network. So the planned maintenance schedules are fine. It's the unplanned that's just very difficult to deal with. And if there's unplanned load shedding, then we all need to step up. So we work very closely in our disaster management sector with the whole sector, with Eskom. And what I can promise you is that we will keep on communicating to the public. We'll be honest with the public where we stand, where we find ourselves. So we're very thankful that we go down to level 3. It will give us a breather space over today to try and see how we can replenish our water and sanitation works. But let's see what's going to happen this week coming.
Obviously, we're being downgraded to stage 3, MEC. Does that then make the situation for you and of course, your department a little easier as, of course, you're trying to implement those contingency plans, this downgrading of stage 3? Or is it just pretty much the same as if we were on stage 6?
Yeah, every stage we go down, it's a bit better because remember, then the period between load shedding phases are longer. So we can get our systems up and running. But another problem is obviously, like in your household, remember, this is big machines and big equipment. So the energy surge every time they switch on cause problems within the machinery. They can blow up. So we do sit with a couple of maintenance issues ourselves that we will need to tackle on Monday morning. Municipalities working actually 24/7 currently. What helped us a lot is to plot all the sewage work, all the water works in our province to determine the weak points so we can focus on the weak points, so we can send teams to the weak points, support the smaller municipalities who don't have the necessary capacity, and also, just to relieve their personnel because they 24/7 on standby.
MEC, a lot of complaints, or a lot of cries at least, at provincial government level, or any kind of level, and from all stakeholders, is aging infrastructure. You know, that's one of the things we cry about with Eskom itself, and our stations, power stations, is that it's aging infrastructure. When you keep getting such inconsistent power supply, does that essentially worsen the infrastructure itself? Does it essentially age it a lot quicker? I mean, I know you talk about how there's always a need now for continuous maintenance of your machines and such, but when you keep getting inconsistent power supply, does it make the infrastructure a lot worse? Does it age it quicker?
Definitely. But to be quite honest with you, we need to play the hand in front of us. I've listened to the calls that people must be fired in Eskom, etc., etc. We're not going to solve this by firing the last competent people in Eskom. They inherit this scenario, and we need to fix it. And the way to fix it is a medium to long term. We need to get green energy into the system, wind farms, solar farms up and running, gas. It's a combination. We need to bring it in as soon as possible. And we work on this. In the Western Cape, all our municipalities are ready. We've done their bylaws. You must remember, and I talk to other municipalities or outside our province now, to other provinces, tell them you must get your municipalities ready because you need the regulation or the regulatory framework to buy back energy. So to put in smart meters, you need a bylaw in your municipalities. Our 30 municipalities, they've got their bylaws. We can wheel electricity, meaning we can generate electricity in Saldanha and wheel it through to Swartland or to any other municipality. Obviously, the grid is important to see the carrying capacity in the grid. So we do a lot of homework. But medium to long term, we must go green. We must open up the net system so that the private sector can bring in energy. And that's the way we're going to secure future energy.
You raise an important point, MEC, that calling for the sacking or the firing of people at Eskom is not really going to, fix the solution, the problem right now. It's not really the most immediate solution because essentially you're just getting rid of what you would say are efficient people that can fix the problem, or at least try to fix the problem that we're in. But do you feel that there is a willingness from those that are in Eskom at management level and even at engineering level to actually get us to have this problem fixed? Do you feel that they want to actually get the problem fixed?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a very good relationship with the people in Eskom. We work very closely with them. And listen, they work the last couple of weeks, they 24/7 on standby. They do their utmost best, but they inherit a system that's just collaborated. It's a system that they haven't invested in that maintenance program for 20 years. And it's going to take time to rebuild it. And within the mix of all of that, we know that they must step from coal to green to adhere to the international call that our CO2 footprint, we need to reduce that. So there's a lot on their shoulders, but definitely we work very closely with Eskom, and they're also honest with us, and that helped with the communication, because in disaster management center, if we don't communicate or if we're not honest to the public, then we struggle to get ahead of social media. So we've got this philosophy we've learned with the Knysna fires and with all other with the drought. The sooner we communicate to the public and be honest with the public, the sooner the public will take our hands and work with us. And this was the same last week. Big thing that pull us through was the public started to save water, started to save energy, and that helps Eskom to fix the current situation within their plants.
Yeah. MEC, thank you so much for joining us here on the South African Morning. That is Western Cape Local Government MEC Anton Bredell.